So Gary, you have been a professional chef for many years. For you, how important is healthy eating in this battle against obesity that we have in Scotland?
I think it's crucial. I think food's really important, that you're cooking fresh, and I think there's so much information out there, what's good, what isn't, and in general rule of thumb is, I think if you're cooking it yourself, you know exactly what's going in there and you're in total control. I mean, even simple things like, we're going to be making a katsu curry here. If you go to a takeaway and get a curry, it starts off with litres of oil. But if you make it yourself, you'll save an absolute fortune, but you've also got total control over what goes in. First thing we're going to do is finely chopped onion, and we're just going to sweat that down just a little bit.
This is the start of the sauce, is it?
This is actually the start for the rice. So we're going to pop a cup of rice, and we're just going to mix that up, and a cup and a half of stock. And all I want to do here is just bring that to the boil, pop a lid on it, and then in the oven, 180 for 17 minutes.
Easy as that.
And you get perfect rice.
You say that it's cheaper than a takeaway. I mean, I would have thought it would be much more expensive.
It's about a quarter the price. So you're getting about 4 portions for the same price as buying one in. I bought a big bag of carrots today for 29 pence. 29 pence is all it costs. You can get a massive pot of soup for under £1. Whereas if you buy a tin of soup's £1.20.
I think the problem a lot of people have is that they don't have time, or they believe they don't have time to cook from scratch. Healthy foods. I mean, what would your response be? If you worked all day, you come home, you have to start thinking about what you're going to cook. I mean, it's difficult.
Again, I think if you leave it to that day, that's where you fall into the, I'll hit that app and I'll order the same as I had last Tuesday. I think some people spend more time Googling a pair of shoes than they would do thinking about what they're going to spend in their food shopping. It's so easy now to sit in the house and phone something in. You can hit a button on your app, reorder, and where I live, every minute of the day there's a delivery coming.
What tips would you give to people then about kind of quick eating, or quick cooking rather?
I think batch cooking is most definitely the key to eating more healthily at home, because it takes planning. Before COVID, when I was out, the same as everyone else, I was out 5-6 days a week, sometimes out at night. Kind of made it my thing on a Monday night, where I would batch cook and I would make 7 or 8 different things, and I loved it. I'd get the music on and get the kids in there, and they would come up for 10 minutes and help chop a mushroom or something.
And what kind of things would you cook then?
Again, I'm pretty traditional. I would do curries, those chorizo stews. You can do, I love steak pie, all that sort of stuff. Even things like shepherd's pie or fish pie, get it all ready so that on the Tuesday night when you're knackered and you can't be bothered cooking, you can just fling that in the oven.
So you have been reappointed as Scotland's national chef.
Yes.
Part of your role is most of your role, isn't it, is to educate people about healthy eating. So what's your experience been like?
The health and well-being when it comes to food is crucial, and it's something we should talk about. But giving people the skills to be able to cook, I think, crosses that as well. I've been in nursery schools where they've got kitchens for the kids. I've been in secondary schools where they've got a professional cookery kitchen to teach young people the skills that we need desperately in hospitality. So there's loads and loads of stuff in Scotland going on with food that even I didn't know.
So what we're doing now?
So next thing we're going to do is we're going to breadcrumb some chicken.
We're talking about the importance of education. How important is it, do you think, for youngsters to learn how to cook? There's home economics classes. Is enough being done?
I think home economics needs to be taken more serious. I'm a product of an incredible home economics teacher, and I don't think I'd have been working with food otherwise. Schools are the right place to be teaching our youngsters to cook, and then it's the start of them enjoying a better relationship with food. I firmly believe that very few people can cook. The traditional way of learning to cook at home is long gone. And that is our rice in perfect timing.
Do you think that's at the root of the problem then?
I would like to think it's as easy as that. It's down to that education. It's down to people being aware of what they can make and how good food could really be. So you can see that rice.
Oh wow!
So you get beautiful, beautiful fluffy rice.
And it's not stuck to the bottom, is it?
It's not stuck to the bottom. So our sauce, we took a couple of carrots, an onion, and a tiny little bit of oil, and we've just sweated that down. We've taken some curry powder. I've added that in with a little spoonful of flour. To that, I've added some stock, and we're just going to let that boil fundamentally until the carrots and onions have cooked. So I think what we've got to do now is just blitz that sauce.
So there's not many calories in that, is there?
So tiny little bit of oil at the bottom, but that was about it.
That looks wonderful, looks fantastic. So as you're plating up, there have been proposals to put calories on menus. Do you think that's a good idea?
No, I think it does. I think the more information you can get out there, the more knowledge people get, and then people can make informed choices.
Well, this looks
so this is it. I mean, this
delicious.
is as simple as it gets. A kind of Tuesday night tea.
I'm going to try it. That's fantastic. So, are you optimistic, Gary, that we can, try and tackle this huge problem we have with obesity in Scotland through education? Are you optimistic from what you see when you go into schools?
Most definitely. I wouldn't volunteer my time as Scotland's national chef if I didn't think that we could. We're a tiny, tiny little country, and I think when we put our minds to getting things done properly, we do it really well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for cooking this meal. Thank you for joining us on Scotland Tonight. Do you want me to do the dishes?
Yeah, that would be good.
Gary, thank you.